Hey y'all, welcome to Off the Beaten Path. My name is Kush.
My name is Breezy. On our podcast, we explore the great outdoors and the Second Amendment with a blend of culture,
comedy, and conversation. And oh yeah,
come back to me.
guys, we want to welcome y'all
And gals.
back. Yeah,
Guys and gals.
Yep, cowboys and cowgirls.
Yeah, and I think maybe you're going, welcome back, America.
I was gonna
But
say,
we're worldwide, man.
we are worldwide. We get a lot of downloads across the globe, but today we have a special guest. It feels like everybody on this season has been special,
Yeah.
right? Scott Olmsted, the editor-in-chief of American Hunter, is here with us. Scott, I will do the introduction, but I want you to introduce yourself because I know that, I think you could say it better than I can.
Sure.
Tell our listeners about yourself, man.
Well, I'm Scott Olmstead. I'm the editor-in-chief of the NRA's American Hunter magazine. Or really, you should just say American Hunter because it's more than a magazine these days. And it's the largest hunting magazine in the world. And part of that is because America has more hunters than anybody else in the world. And the NRA has millions of members. I've been there 28 years. It'll be 28 years at the end of May. I'm a photojournalist by training.
Okay.
I went to University of Missouri School of Journalism, and I majored in photojournalism, and I was a news photographer. That's what I was trained to do. Come out of there, work for a Metro Daily, work for Life magazine, work for Nat Geo, something like that, right? And I was languishing kind of in that because newspapers, it's a dog-eat-dog world. You don't make any money there.
Yeah.
It eats its young like the teaching industry does, and I was looking for a way out, and I had worked at Quantico Marine Base as a civilian because I had been a Marine, and I think they were looking for thank you. I think they were looking for somebody who knew the difference between a corporal and a colonel to be a civilian at the public affairs office at Quantico. And I befriended a couple of Marines, and I left Quantico, and then I was working for the paper right up the road, and two of those Marines had gotten out of the Marine Corps, and they got a job at NRA Publications.
Wow.
And I was looking for something, but this was not, even though it's what I was trained for, it was tough, and it wasn't getting much of a leg up. And previously, when I've been in the Marine Corps, I used to walk to the 7-day store on base all the time and buy Peterson's Hunting magazine. And at the time, Craig Boddington was the editor of it. And I looked at that and I read it every month, and I'm like, I could do this. Yeah. You know, I grew up as an outdoorsman. I'm an Eagle Scout, a lifelong shooter, trained journalist, former Marine. I could do like an editor of a hunting magazine, but I had tabled that. I'd forgotten that. So I was looking for, I don't know what, in the Washington, D.C. area. And one of those Marines I had befriended called me and said, did you see the paper this morning? No, the one ads. There's a job for assistant editor, American Hunter. It's got you written all over it. So I applied, and I've been there ever since.
Let's go.
Man, we need some applause.
Yeah, hold on.
We can't hear it. It's post-production, but there's clapping going on.
So it just worked out. It's like it hadn't even occurred to me, the NRA is right here in Northern Virginia, and they publish magazines. I knew it. When I was a kid, my dad got American Hunter, but I just totally spaced out, and I didn't want to move my family to New York or L.A. So I didn't, I was poking around, and this came up, and I've held every editorial position in American Hunter in the last 28 years.
Congratulations.
That's amazing. Awesome. Yeah, what a story.
You said a lot that I want to dive into. First we said, thank you for your service. We appreciate it. That's amazing. I've always wanted to join the Corps, but by the time I was old enough to join, I already had tattoos. So they were like, no, not yet. We're like, okay, just me and my twin brother, we never got a chance to go, but we know now that they have changed that.
Yeah.
But so you're a lifelong hunter, huh?
Yeah. I grew up, my family on my dad's side wasn't much of a hunter, but hunters, but on my mom's side, they were. My granddad and my uncles. And my dad, I think, gravitated to that, always wanted to do that. He died when I was a kid, but I just grew up calling myself a hunter. Yeah. I killed a record black bear on my birthday with some family friends when I was 14, 15 years old. But I didn't kill my first deer until after I got out of the Marine Corps at age 22.
Wow.
Didn't have time when I was in the Marine Corps.
Yep.
And growing up, I didn't have as many opportunities as I might to go hunting, but I was still among that clique in school, right? Like the hayseeds, like we called ourselves hunters, right? Yeah. There was enough of us, even in a suburban high school in Arlington, Virginia. And so it started to become reality. And Yeah, and then fast forward, then I moved to Missouri. Hunted one day while I was out there through a friend. Came back home to Arlington, Virginia, and then living in Fairfax County, Virginia, looking for a way out of newspapers, and and then this fell in my lap, and I'm like, and I knew I could apply. I felt like a good fit, and I didn't think I'd be there this long.
Yeah.
I was in an MBA program at the time. Like I said, looking for a way out of journalism, and I majored in marketing and business school, and thought the NRA would be like the pinnacle of my journalism career, be like a dream job. I thought I'd be there a couple of years. And that was 28 years ago.
But you know what? That's the kind of career that people dream of. Remember in the Motor City days, like you go to GM and have a long, illustrious career.
Yeah.
You have stability, and now, good luck. Good luck finding a job like that.
Well, I'd love to ask you about what you've seen, right? That's a long time since you've been there. Like, what have you seen from when you first got in to, fast forward even 10 and 20, 28 years now? How much has it evolved, and what are things that you've seen that maybe you weren't expecting or, that you were?
On the like journalism business side, this has been a great era of change. In the early 90s, I was trained where everything was set in type, and like a newspaper controlled its destiny by owning its own printers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And at the daily paper I worked at before I came to the NRA, we had our own printers in the back. So that was like a cool feeling to hear them fire up at the end of the day for the next morning. Everything was set by the typesetters. You walk down a certain area of the newsroom, and they had these giant lit boards, and they would build the page.
Really?
And then everything became desktop publishing.
Yeah.
And when I got to the NRA, we had to get on the internet, we would go to the library and log in on that computer. To like now, you have it on your phone.
Yeah.
Now we have it on every one of our own desktops in our offices at work. Everything is done on InDesign. I work now remotely with a laptop. We use Dropbox. We send big files back and forth to our graphic designer who lays it out and then electronically ships it to the printer.
Crazy.
So we've cut out so many steps in the business aspect of it.
Right.
Shout out to the creatives.
Yeah.
We're creatives at heart.
Yeah.
We do graphic design. We're in the media. This is our small setup here, but we have a production studio with, about $500,000 worth of gear, like video, audio. So, guys, if you're creatives venturing into the outdoors, this is the conversation you want to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, man, one thing you said that how simple the process is. What kind of stories are you guys highlighting now? You as the editor-in-chief, what kind of stories are you highlighting?
Like our long form feature story written kind of stuff is still mostly destination and adventure and tactics and technique.
Yeah.
We do plenty of gun reviews, guns, ammo, optics. We have a know-how department where we have a couple of valuable contributors who tell you how to hunt ducks or what to do in the early part of spring turkey season or how to spot and stalk elk or other big game, shooting techniques, shooting school pieces. And then anymore, it's not just a magazine, of course. We got a website.
That's right.
We got a very big social media presence where we'll film a reel at a trade show and about some manufacturer's new product, and we'll turn that person loose and let him or her explain it. We post that, and people find that on Facebook and on Instagram. We'll get a couple 100,000 or 1 million hits within a week.
Nice.
Not on everything, it's hit or miss. But it's the ways and the mediums by which you can communicate with the audience is expanding, and we're trying to grow with that. It's new for us in the sense that we've always been like, well, we're print. Journalism is what we do. So let's print another magazine. Let's print another book. But people aren't looking at a book anymore. They're not reading like that. So we're stepping into other realms, and learning how to communicate with a broader audience. Yeah. And so that's another aspect of the business of journalism that's changed. We might be gun writers, but how about we're just content creators in the 2A space, like all of us.
Yeah.
Stepping into the digital age. Analog heart.
That's it. Yeah. And embracing both.
Yeah.
I'm a 90s guy. I loved magazines, right? I remember we were just talking about this, the the content, you know, anything's at your fingertips, right? Like you said, if turkey season's coming up and you want to jump online and find whatever you want to read about it, and it's cool that there's a source like that embraced it and has all these channels now, and you can speak directly with the people doing it.
Right, yeah.
You know, there is no, right? I'm sure you came from the era of, remember writing in, right? You'd write into it. Yeah. And now it's
I learned to type on an IBM Selectric in high school.
Oh, man.
Hold on.
Shout out to that. Jeez.
And I'll tell you, it's been one of the most valuable skills I ever learned. It helped starting in boot camp. We marched into the chow hall for our 1 week of where our platoon had to be the chow hall Huskies. Yeah, they're going to put people behind the serving line. They're going to give some people to the cooks. They're going to put some people in the pot shack, which is knee-deep water, cleaning big old pots that are serving, you know, and some people in the scullery where you collect all the recruits' dishes and wash them. And we're standing in line, and they're handing out people, and they're looking for somebody to work in the office, and they shout, who can type? Well, first thing I learned is keep your mouth shut. Don't volunteer for anything.
Yeah.
But then there's one guy up front who said he can do like 30 or 35 words a minute. That ain't going to cut it for me.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
recruit can type 60 words a minute, sir.
Yeah.
Get up here, Olmstead. So I had a job so that it got me out of the pot shack.
Oh,
It got me out of sweat and spits in places, right? I worked in the office.
Jeez.
So, and to this day, like, you know, I can spit out and boom. If we're talking, I'm trying to take notes from what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can write it down a lot better than my chicken scratch on a notepad.
Right.
And so I'll do that sometimes on the phone if I'm taking notes from someone I'm interviewing by phone. It's a very valuable skill.
Well, it's amazing. So
the generation, like,
we saw it, right? I remember we had Commodore 64s in middle school, right? Yeah. My mom was a business teacher, and she was with the typewriter. That is seared into my mind because she'd be after school. She could do shorthand, just all these things that, like you said, I saw the evolution of it. I think of this because I worked in radio for 14 years. And when I first got in, I could see some of that older stuff, the reel-to-reel machines, the tape, the LP, you know, the machines. And I'm like, man, I that was the old guard. You know, I'm right in the middle of that transformation and now, and even when I left, it was all automated, right? I used to run the board. That was my job. I was a board op. And by the time I left, it was like set it in everything. Commercials would fire off. So it's just cool to see that, especially in an industry you're in, right? That you embraced, that you learned about, and fast forward 28 years, and we're here, you know, digitally broadcasting in the middle of the NRA show in Houston, Texas.
This back in the day would have been an easy,
right. So it's just
$30,000 thing just to do.
It's cool, like you said. It's not. I'm an editor, right? And I just happen to be in the firearm 2A space. You know, there's so many parallels that I see just from us doing this.
So, as the editor in chief, do you ever get to write stories yourself and then publish them?
I write plenty. Like if I wrote a book on shooting skills. It's called Make Every Shot Count. And it's sort of like a treatise on precision rifle and patrol rifle. I teach you how to conduct yourself on a hunt, how to carry the gun on sling arms, how to get it off sling arms. There's a couple of techniques, the way you might carry the gun, how to use the sling to help you make a better shot, how to use rests, how to choose a scope, mount a scope, why you might want to pick a bolt action, what kind of rifle you want to pick, what kind of caliber, and then how to shoot long, come ups, dope in the wind, shooting moving targets. It's all in there. So it's geared for hunters. It's just a book I knew I had in me. I could do it. I got to find the wherewithal to do a couple more. Everybody's got one book in them, and I need to come up with some more, but I haven't yet. I did it because it was fun, and it was I just knew I could do it. I could offer something. It's not a unique. There are no new ideas. There are only new ways of presenting them.
That's it.
But I knew I had that book in me, and I could offer something to the market.
I reckon you could write a book about the transition from analog to
yeah, probably
publishing. So what are some of the cool hunt stories you've done? Because, you know, I know before you sat down, you said something about South Africa. Do you go to Africa often to hunt?
I've been to Africa 9 times.
Let's go.
Not that many, but compared to the guy who hadn't been there once, it's a lot. Yeah. It's a whole lot,
the guys
right?
that haven't been there once,
It's fun. South Africa is my second favorite country outside the United States, right? Nice. The Afrikaners are like us. They like their beer. They like their football, in this case, rugby. They like their barbecues. They like hunting. Yeah. It's not much different than us.
Yeah, that's it.
And they're good people.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And every boy over there grows up killing an impala and a kudu before he's age 10.
That's that's
Yeah, and but that's just like that's culture to
life.
them. Yeah, that's life.
culture.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Tell us one of those stories. What's one of your most memorable Africa trips?
Shoot, I'm on the
to go
spot.
with, huh?
I got too many, but I'm trying to think of like maybe what's a good one? I'm trying to think. Well, my favorite thing to hunt, it's in Africa, Cape Buffalo, and it's because it's dangerous game, so there's an element of danger to it. It's more exclusive, it's expensive, right? But a Cape Buffalo is doable even for the common man. Like a guy over here, an electrician or somebody, he'll save for years to do like a dream elk hunt, right?
Yep.
You can do the same thing for Cape Buffalo. Now, us normal people, we can't afford a lion hunt for $100,000. We can't afford an elephant hunt, same kind of price, and they're getting hard to come by. A leopard hunt's may be affordable, but the way you do it, you might not see a leopard. And if you just drop $18,000 for a 10-day hunt and you sat every night in that blind and no leopard ever came in, you feel like, why did I spend my money, right? But that's the nature of the hunt.
Yeah.
Cape Buffalo is spot and stalk. You'll drive the trails. You're looking for a fresh place where bulls cross the road. And the trackers get out and they check it out and they're looking at the tracks. How many are here? That one looks older. That looks pretty good. And they look like they're an hour old. We're going to walk.
Yeah.
And then you walk them down.
Yeah.
It might be 5 minutes. It might be 5 hours.
But you walk.
But then when you get on, and then it's on. And now you're face to face with them. And so it's doable. And it's not as expensive as those other species, but it's every bit as dangerous. There's a lot of adrenaline. It's very rewarding. So I've done that 3 times.
You can throw it in the fridge, right? It's good meat.
Yeah, but in Africa, our USDA won't let us bring home anything from overseas, right? So nothing. Yeah. So everything you kill on a safari in Africa serves the next group of hunters.
Yes,
you're eating stuff that was killed last week or last month. Yeah. So nothing goes to waste. All the guys who are helping with a hunt, who aren't part of your outfit that may be hired, they all go home with meat to feed their families. I've been on farms, what we'd call a ranch. Everything over there is a farm. Yeah. The farm will support the outfitter and his extended family and all of the other families that live on that farm. Wow. Who otherwise would be destitute. But here they got a purpose, they got a job, they got some fresh meat on a regular basis. Everybody lives pretty well.
Do you know Nick Chan over there at Taurus?
No.
So what's really cool about him, because before we sat down, we told you how our goal is to funnel people into the industry and grow the space. So Chan is actually from South Florida, where we're from. He's more in the Miami district, but we're from Palm Beach. He's been in the space now, I want to say for 8-9 years, almost a decade, but he's an avid hunter, and he actually took us out, me for my first hog hunt. He grew up hunting with his paw, but he went to Africa last year. And so hearing his story, it's like, here you are sitting in front of us with a lifetime of experience and hearing the zeal he has for just like, he told us, what was it, this week? Yeah. He told us this week, I'm going back to Africa next year.
It gets in your blood real quick.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah. I mean, over here, we're used to hunting, like looking for a big whitetail, an elk, a mule deer, whatever it is, one animal. Mm-hmm. And so you're just hoping to find a couple so you have a choice, make you feel like you had a little bit. But sometimes you're grateful just to see one. It'll do, and you shoot it. But when you find game over there, it's an entire herd. Yeah. And you do have a choice. Yeah. And you do find the biggest impala in the group, the biggest kudu. And the PH won't let you settle for just, that one will do. No, we can do better. Yeah. And so it's very gratifying that your money's going towards an honest chance and a prolific chance. Like, you're going to find game, and you're going to find enough to make you realize, wow, I kind of had some control over the situation. Yeah. That's cool. I love that you said that, control over the situation, because I said in a previous episode, one of the gentlemen I like who's been in the space and grew up hunting and all that is Steven Ranello. I love how he approaches the ethics of hunting, right? Because he describes it as a very intimate experience. And I've now gone on 2 hunts with my best friend, and we've both, killed an animal, and it is an intimate experience. I like the feeling of, so the conversation. I love my daughter. I don't want to put her on blast or anything like that, but we're on 2 different sides of the aisle, right? And I've told her, and it's really cool because she's now realizing that there is more to it than just a trophy
just a trophy, right? It's more for us. It's about conservation. And I know these were little hogs that we were, killing and taking off the land, but really, you help save an animal, right? Because the folks who own the property, it's actually here in Dallas, South Dallas. Right?
Yeah, Mansfield.
Mansfield was telling us that, man, if a cow steps in one of like the the part of the sand where the dirt where the hogs were, what was it?
Where they root in there, they tear up the ground, and they will cause agricultural equipment damage.
Yep.
Prairie dogs. People, go, why do you shoot prairie dogs? They'll eat 30% of a hay crop.
Yep.
That's money.
Yeah.
Their burrows, a cowboy and his horse step in that.
Yep.
Cowboy's thrown, maybe breaks a shoulder or worse.
Yeah.
The horse breaks a leg.
Yeah.
That's money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's pain. And so.
And that's what they told us, that, like, for instance, they have cows a little further south that sometimes it just makes more sense to put the cow down because it might be older or might be too expensive. And, you're going to use the meat, right?
Back to his point, money.
Yeah,
right.
It
Affects the ecosystem and the business of things that they're running.
Yeah. Pigs just represent a year-round opportunity for some fun.
Yeah.
Some adventure.
Very low.
And they're prolific breeders. The sow can have 2 or 3 litters in a year.
Yeah.
It's like and they're spreading. They're in like 49 states now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they got them in Alaska. That's about it.
Yeah.
And so you can find them everywhere now in a forest near you. I like Florida pig hunting.
Yeah.
I've hunted quite a bit on the around the Space Coast. It's like a jungle around there.
Yeah.
When you're in there, it feels a little spooky.
Yeah. And oddly enough, we've come to Texas for both our hog hunts somehow.
Yeah. But it's cool. I love it. Speaking of which, have you ever hunted in Alaska?
Yeah, I've been in Alaska 5 times. I've hunted for moose, Sitka blacktails on Kodiak. I've had when on the moose hunt, I had a grizzly tag in my pocket. Didn't see a grizzly. I hunted coastal brown bears in the Aleutian Islands. And what else did I do? Seems to me there's another one in there. So a caribou hunt. I did a caribou hunt where I didn't get a caribou.
Wow.
Those are massive. So, out of all the animals you've hunted, what's your favorite to eat?
In North America, moose tops the list, bar none.
Really?
Moose is stinking awesome. Moose, elk, and then Western game, whether it's mule deer or pronghorn, it depends. To me, whitetail's bottom of the heap.
Okay.
Bottom. It's their diet.
And
so like a lot of non-hunters go, I don't like game. It tastes gamey. I don't like venison. They probably eaten the whitetail that wasn't well cared for and wasn't well cooked. Yeah. There are techniques to all of this, and it starts with the fact that game doesn't have any fat on it.
Yeah.
You can't do any such thing as well done.
Yeah.
It's got to be medium rare or rare. California blacktail, I just shot my second one last year. Shot them in a vineyard in Paso Robles.
Wow.
Those deer live and die their whole lives underneath those grapevines. They're eating carbohydrates their whole life. And when you skin that buck in August, it's covered in fat. Yeah. It's delicious. It's the sweetest deer meat I've ever had.
Wow.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
And so that's my favorite.
At the Bub Jackson Preserve.
That's where I was going. What are you going to say?
Bear.
Oh, the black bear stew.
Yeah, the black bear stew.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you going to go with?
No, that was it. Yeah, I was thinking, as soon as he said black bear, and apparently I could be wrong on this, it's specific regions, they don't hibernate there? Is that so they are very fatty?
Right.
Yes, they're eating year round.
Man,
because it was amazing. He said
steak.
black bear. I said, I got to try this, and it was not what I expected at all.
Yeah.
It was A+.
So a funny moose story. He goes to Maine every summer for family vacation, and him and his son is now is a pro golfer, like he's earning his stripes.
Yeah.
He sends me a picture. He goes, "Look what's coming across the golf course up here." This moose was massive.
I mean, I didn't think a moose was small,
We're
right?
South Florida guys.
But when you see it and it's not right up on us yet, and it's still massive,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that is crazy. He just so majestic and massive an animal.
Field dress it, like actually in the field, or
I can, and I do all the time.
Okay.
But if I'm on a guided hunt, I like the guide earn his stripes.
Yeah.
I'm the bullet guy.
Yeah, all right. I took it down.
I give him the news. He takes care of it.
Yeah. I can imagine that's like a pretty
well, something like a moose or an elk, though, that's when the work really begins.
Yeah.
Like you're not just going to take that and flip it over to the other side.
No. Yeah,
say, a few hours.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and if you're in grizzly country, you're nervous, right? And so sometimes one guy will work while the other guy stands guard because you'll be knee deep.
And they're
then you
smelling
look
the
up
same
and a
thing.
bear's standing there going, "What are you doing with that's my dinner?"
Yeah.
So I haven't had that happen, but I have plenty of friends that have.
Wow.
And so that's a real thing. Like
for
in
sure.
the Yellowstone area or in Alaska, dinner bell grizzlies.
Yeah. I didn't realize
dinner bell grizzlies,
I didn't
that's good.
realize how massive polar bears are.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
seen, like,
It's a 1,000-pound bear.
I didn't realize that because, again,
Shout out to the Palm Beach Zoo. I know that because they have it like standing on. I'm like,
is that
that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard I heard you say you've been out to Alaska. My buddy goes out there. He said it's nothing. I know you said South Africa. I don't think he has that to compare it to. But as far as us here, stateside, like he said, Alaska is
It's
fishing,
beautiful.
hunting.
It's really just majestic on it. But I'll be honest, I don't love Alaska because you're fighting Mother Nature every day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
It's always 36 degrees and raining. And you're walking, you're humping, so you're sweating, and you got rain gear on, and you're wet inside and out, and you're a bit miserable. You just got to decide on the first step of the day. Here we go.
Yeah, and I would imagine it's a trek to get to even where you're going to go.
A lot of times you're walking on that tundra, and it's like walking on mattresses.
Okay.
That are hiding bowling balls, or you step in a. So you never.
Yeah, that's good.
Saps the life right out of your leg. You think, well, it's not that far. An hour later, you're just like, my gosh, when is this going to end?
Yeah.
It kicks your butt.
Okay.
Kicks your butt.
Yeah,
You
that makes
step in a
sense.
sucker hole.
I know.
So,
we could get into so many
our
conversations.
podcast, like we said, is public facing. We like to bring people into the space.
Yeah.
And in an effort doing so, we like to talk about stuff that's also outside of the realm of hunting. When Scott is going on a hunt, what's in your AirPod? What's on your playlist? What are your
that's
top
good.
5
That's
artists
good.
you're listening to in preparation for the hunt?
Well, I grew up in the era of classic rock, and I'm in a garage band, and we play classic rock. So that would be that's the soundtrack of my life, right? A lot of Southern rock. Allman Brothers are my favorite band. I like Little Feat. New stuff these days. I really like the band The Heathens. They're an Austin, Texas band, and they're Americana. And I like Charles Wesley Godwin. He's from West Virginia. He's an Americana singer. He's got a really unique voice.
Yep.
And three little girls I noticed a couple years ago in the country music realm are the Castellos. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, we did.
The Castellos.
Yeah.
They're fabulous. They sing in 3-part harmony.
Someone came to the studio and told us about them.
I don't remember ever looking it up.
They're adorable. 2 of them are triplets. So their brother, the other triplet, he's not in the band.
Okay.
So 2 of them, you're like doing adult. I know these are, and then the third one, she's a sister too, but she's not one. You can tell they're all sisters as soon as you look at them.
Yeah.
And they're just these cute, young. They're from South Georgia, like right on the Florida-Alabama line.
They got a good Southern draw on them?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
much. So they moved to Nashville a couple years ago, and they popped up on my Instagram feed, and I've been following them ever since. They're a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Are you like a rankings guy? Do you have like a Mount Rushmore of Southern,
artists you have to listen
like rock bands?
Well, everybody thinks, Leonard Skinner's top of the heap, and it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah,
I cut my teeth on Leonard Skinner. I was in, I think it was the 7th or the 8th grade, walking home from school when I learned their plane had crashed.
Yeah.
So I never saw them live.
Wow.
I saw the Rosington Collins band later, which was their 2 guitarists. I saw them live. I saw the Allman Brothers quite a few times when they toured. So I put the Allman Brothers top, but to me, they're not Southern rock. They're a jam band. A lot of people don't understand the difference,
Sure.
but they're a jam band.
Okay.
And I saw them several times. So they're my favorite band of all time. And now they're completely done because Greg's not with us anymore. But you can still find them like through Government Mule with Warren Haynes, his band, and with Tedeschi Trucks band, because Derek Trucks is an awesome guitarist in his own right.
Oh, that's good. Because that's our road trip. We'll lock in on a road trip and get into the classic rock. Wheelhouse, and I love it.
So I'm going to whisper to your ear.
Yeah, I think
What
so.
instrument do you play?
The drums.
Oh! I said guitar. I was
You said guitar?
Really?
So you're the anchor of the group.
Yeah, I played the drum.
It's
That's
between you
another
and
reason I
bass.
have a hearing problem. I played the drum since I was 7.
Oh.
So playing the drum since I was 7. Been riding a Harley Davidson my whole life.
Let's go.
Former
Oh,
Marine
man.
infantryman, lifelong shooter.
Man's man.
We call it the NRA salute.
Yeah.
That's good.
So hold on.
That's good.
Yeah, we need some applause. Or what do you got? Yep. So,
That was good.
all right. So, I mean, I want to say where can people find you, but I know where people can find you, right? NRA website, magazines. For the noobs, for the people moving into the space, people who are just getting engaged and don't necessarily know. Because, there's hunter, there's tactical, there's self-defense, there's home defense, there's sports shooting. You can go compete, be a competitive shooter. What are some tips that you would give somebody who's just now getting their feet wet in this space?
Read, consume as much as you can. There are plenty of great shows out there like yours and others on YouTube. Some are like more destination oriented.
Yep.
You can learn from all of this, right?
Yeah.
Join the NRA. We need every gun owner to be a member anyway.
Yep.
And when you do, you'll pick a magazine, American Hunter or American Rifleman. If you get our app, the NRA app, and you're a member, you can consume both magazines in digital form. So you might be a hunter and you want to get my magazine, but you can slide over to Rifleman and you can read all kinds of modern gun reviews.
Yep.
So we do plenty of gun reviews.
I get both, people.
Right.
Yeah.
But over there, you'll see some guns reviewed that we're not going to do because it's not a hunting gun.
Yep.
Sure.
But we're gun guys.
Yeah.
And so anybody who joins the NRA is going to be a gun guy.
Yep.
And so if you're getting those two magazines and you're consuming them, you're learning a lot right there. In the 80s, I used to buy Peterson's Hunting, right? And I used to tear sheets. I used to tear out articles and I want this gun later. I want a 375 H&H Magnum later. So I would save that, right? Like a fanboy.
Yeah.
And so you should, even if you haven't hunted, but you're trying to find a way to do it. Unfortunately, really what you need is some people in your life to show you the ropes. If that's not evident, you can't find that, join a deer lease somewhere. Get in and tell the people, listen, I've never actually killed a deer, but I'm out here. Don't get upset with me. I want to climb onto you guys.
That was the first season. That was the theme. Tell somebody. I don't know what I'm doing.
In this space, especially,
everybody be like, it's like blank
right there.
canvas.
Yeah.
You can. I tell you another good thing that's really popular now. You can go on a field to table hunt. They're getting popular.
Yeah.
A lot of couples do it because they can vacation together. Maybe they both hunt. Maybe just the husband hunts. In camp, you will have a chef also.
Yep.
Depends on the species. So I did a pronghorn hunt a couple years ago with my buddy Greg Ray. He runs a company called Outdoor Solutions Incorporated, and his field to table hunts are getting huge. So I go on a pronghorn hunt on Little Bighorn, right there in south on the Crow Reservation, right near Little Bighorn. Yeah. And on day one, I kill a pronghorn. We bring it back to camp. Chef Albert Woosh is in camp. He shows you how to hang it on a tripod, how to skin it, cut off the head, cut it up into big pieces. You don't want to cut it up into meal-sized portions yet. You want the animal to go through rigor mortis and come out of it. So you quarter it, you rip out the back straps, and you put it all in a cooler on ice. 24 hours later, you cut it up, you shrink wrap it, you label it to take it home. On the third day, Chef Albert teaches everybody how to plate a meal. So you learn how to do your course. I learned how to do a merguez sausage gumbo. So we made sausage. We learned cooking skills. We learned cutting and field dressing. It's a fabulous way. Sure, it's not free, but it's a fabulous way to, you don't need to know anything. You will show up and Greg will hand you a Benelli rifle with a Zeiss scope on it and show you how to shoot and show you what the gun does and you learn it all.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Awesome.
I
think that pretty much buttons it.
Yeah,
up.
that was good. That was basically what I was going to ask him. Just advice to anyone out there. Like the information is out there, right?
Yeah.
You got to be a little bit of a pest. You know, it's a fact that a lot of us don't have a friend or family member to show them, and that's the best way. But there are other ways, and you just got to be persistent and ask questions. The only stupid question is the one you don't ask.
Yeah. That's good.
Well, to our listeners, people who might be watching this, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Scott, thank you so much for coming in and pouring so much to us.
Thank you.
And to our listeners.
I'm sure we could have this conversation for another hour.
We might have to double back.
Could be a part 2 for sure.
Atlanta or before then at least.
Join the NRA. Reach one, teach one, empower yourself.
Until next time,
get out there, get into the outdoors.
Until next time, America and around the world.
And around the world, world.
That's it.
All right.
All right.